Alright, haulers. Hello and welcome back to City Skylines. Our city of Avalonia is doing very, very well. You'll notice off in the distance something new, something that I haven't covered yet. I made it in the... It was supposed to be its own episode. Had some issues, the footage didn't end up working. But we've changed up our industry area. There's a couple things here to note. The first thing is here, we did accidentally make it to the next tier, which was Small City at 11,000, which meant that we unlocked some of the newer transport stuff, some of the newer mass transport stuff. So I've set up the bus station over here. We obviously have rail access here, so I'd like to set up rail over here, like a little transportation hub. I do have bus lines running now in at least 2 of these areas. I don't think I've set them up in Green Hills. But we've also upgraded all the roads to 6 lanes going everywhere. 3 lanes on the rotaries and stuff like that. And then 6 lanes for everything else, because obviously traffic has picked up quite a bit, as you guys will see here. We're at 73%, so it's not bad, but you can see there's a few choke points coming in and out of the city that I'd like to try and fix. And part of the way I would like to do that... What is this? Floating people? That's not legit. I don't know what that's about. I also don't know why there's a bus stop right here. Well, I don't know what the error is here. We'll have to fix that at some point. I don't know what this is either, so that's not really my concern right now. But my big concern right now is obviously transport. Over here... Oh, we got a fire too. You can see kind of the choke points coming into the industrial area here. Obviously, the way I've got this laid out right now is like this, where people can come in here, go up and come in here, go up, come in here, go around, come up, come in here, and then also off to this side, we'll go ahead, we'll turn that off, is a massive recycling plant. This is all recycling centers to handle a lot of the trash, and then over here in the corner is all the municipal stuff. So 2 geothermal power plants to help supplement what we currently have with our wind farm, so it's all green energy. We have our bus depot, a fire station, a medical station, and a police station. A clinic is what I was looking for there. We'll go ahead and watch these guys respond. Actually, maybe we can ride along with him. Really? That's funny. We need to fix some of the trucks. Oh god. But yeah, so you can see there's a fire going on over here, which isn't great. Looks like we got 2 fires going now. Not great. But we need to somehow find a way to kind of help the traffic flow in these areas. One thing that I am looking at over here, obviously we've upgraded the 6-lane roads, which makes a huge difference already. But we've also got in these areas, if it gets pretty nasty, I might look at making this like a one-way coming out and around. I don't want to do that, obviously, but you can see some of it's getting pretty dense. I've also set up, what is it, Old Town or something like that, so that the only vehicles that can come through here that are industry trucks are the trucks that are going to take care of the commercial and residential areas. And you will see here that there is some issues with missing houses. I've installed a new mod that will automatically demolish anything that's been burned down or abandoned for me. And with that, we've also added in a mod that pollution basically doesn't exist. Obviously, I still am going to try and follow that, but we don't have that hue and stuff, so we can have the trees be green and stuff like that. Obviously, in real life, you know, trees wouldn't just die on the side of the road, so I'm trying to kind of follow that, even though obviously we dislike the pollution. We're trying to work as best we can. What is... There's people down here, too, and I don't know how to get rid of it. Unless that did it there. Whoops. But you can see all the garbage trucks that are coming in right now. And that is because we're trying to kind of get rid of this area altogether. It's actually really nice. You can see there's a lot more traffic going out and around now. But you can see just how many people... Look at this. Just how many people live in here. This is kind of our temporary area where we had originally built this out for... to basically get our population up to bring in money so that we could then rebuild with the new areas. So this is all going to get torn down, but in the meantime, I've set up things like massive commercial housing and all that stuff. So there's a lot of people that live here, which is going to definitely cause issues. So pretty soon, there's a few things that we need to work on. One is transport. I'd like to work on transport this episode. Another thing is we need to figure out kind of what we're doing with this highway section. I'm considering doing like a sunken highway through here and actually making this some sort of different thing. I don't know what I want to turn it into if I do that. Obviously, I would like to add in a ramp here so that people can come off and get on the highway here too. So people living in this area can just come down, get right on instead of having to go down to each end. Obviously, that will help take some of the pressure off of this end when this becomes developed over here. And then down here, we also need to figure out where this is going. I'm starting to think now that instead of this going up here and becoming part of the highway like I had originally said, I think this will end up coming across the river, or we'll get rid of it completely. And I don't know how we're really going to zone all this out. But you can also see here too, we've actually put our septic things down here so that there's no longer any pollution up here. This whole area has been cleaned up too, so that's good. So I'm going to look at changing up some of this stuff and starting work on the metro, and hopefully this episode we will hit that next population goal, which is big city, 16,000. That way we can unlock the new area. We get the crematorium so we can get rid of that church area, that this area down here. That will open us up to using this area for some other things. And then also, I think I'd like to buy this area, or potentially, where was it? We bought this one. Something out this way. Oh, well, that's not legit. That's a little broken, but that's okay. We can fix that later once we get into it. Obviously, I think once we buy it, it'll fix, but I'd like to set up trains so that we can get maybe... I don't know if these actually connect to the outside world and then we can actually get traffic off them or not. But that would be very cool. So we're going to work on that real quick, and then I will see you guys in just a few. Alright, I fixed our little issue here, the monorail line. We had originally had a monorail set up just to test it. What the heck? Got a power call. I love that. But we had a couple of things here. We had the monorail that was running over there to see how that worked. Didn't like that, so not going to stick with it. And then the bus stop that was here was wrong. So I've moved the stops in here, so that's all correct now. I think I also need to double check schooling, which it looks like most of the issue is this area up here, so I'm not horribly concerned. Seems like we're good down here. Same with the high schools. We've got plenty of high school coverage, so we're not really going to worry about that right now. But I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to set up the rail section, and see you guys in just a few. Alright, so I've set up a very, very rough... I don't know how to use it. I'm using the Metro Overhaul mod, too. I've never used it before. I've set up a very, very rough couple of things here. The first being bus stops going from both of these areas to here. Why there's a bus stop down here, I don't know. I'm going to fix that. My whole intention here was to have these guys come straight to the bus stop so that these guys can get on the trains and go wherever they need to. In this case, I've set up transport. There's also a bus line down here, it looks like, too. Which, if I was smart, I would add a bus stop here so that the bus can actually take people throughout. But so that people can get to work in the industrial area without having to drive, because you can see just how much traffic is already coming through here with industrial trucks. And it actually looks like we've got very, very few cars. So it seems like it's now more a matter of actually figuring out how we're going to get stuff through here. You can see there's still some cars, but very few. Actually, a surprising number of people walking. That's dedication right there. That's a hell of a walk. You can see just how busy this area is. I think if I was smart, I would add an intersection here, but I don't know if it's too close, or a roundabout, but I don't know if it's too close to the other one. So, I don't know exactly how I want to play that. But I think it would be a good idea. What I might do is an oval about, like I did down there, and have some kind of like fountain or something. So I think we're going to go ahead, we're going to work on this next, and I'll see you guys in just a few. Alright, so there we go. I've set up an oval about here, and I did a couple other things too. I set up restrictions, and I also made it so that people can't, or at least they're not supposed to be able to use these crosswalks. Obviously, I can't get rid of them because I guess they're just there no matter what. But that way, people will just walk around it instead of going back and forth across it, so hopefully they'll slow down traffic a little less. I still have to figure out some way to make stuff flow easier. I don't know why they're stopping. They shouldn't be stopping. Except for the fact that somehow I've got 2 lanes there, which is probably part of the problem. Let me go ahead and fix that real quick, because that's not right. There we go. That's more like it. That should make all the difference now. I would like... Problem is how close these two are. I don't like how close they are. And I don't know quite how I can change that. Except to make it like this is a one-way, so you have to come down here and then come up and then go out and around, which I guess we could do. But the whole game plan here was to make this a separate line, like a separate... make this a road that came down and around. Though I guess we could always just do one coming out of here or something and remove this entirely if we really wanted to. But I'd like to keep it. I don't really know quite what to do here. So if you guys have any ideas, let me know. If I think of something before the end of the episode, obviously, then we'll see what that does. But obviously you can see just how much traffic we have coming through here. I mean, just tons of it. Let's see actually where we're at when it comes to traffic. So we're actually 75%, so not bad. Yeah, you can see here, this area is kind of killer. This area is killer. Because everyone stopped here. I don't know why everyone stopped here. They should be able to go. And then down here, too, everyone's dying down in these areas. And then basically everything else is just areas in the temporary part of the city where everyone's going to get shuffled from. Except for this. I don't know what's up with this area. I'm really, really hoping that... Well, actually, it looks like it's the wrong size. It is. It's 3 lanes down to 2, which is part of the problem here. I guess if I wanted to, I could do separate lanes. I did also add these in so that people can come off. These are 2 lanes, though, because... I mean, I guess I could turn this into 6 lanes as well. I kind of wanted to keep, like, down here... The entrances coming in are only 2 lanes because the whole thing coming in here is. So we'll go ahead and we'll upgrade that real quick to 3 lanes going both ways. Well, I don't know exactly what the issue is, but for whatever reason the bus stops on this side of the road are having trouble. You can see how many people are using the buses. Although it seems like people are kind of giving up and just walking. Might be a good idea to put like a walking path here or something too. But you can see there's the metro here. Because we could always do like a walking path that comes across so people aren't having to cross traffic. I would prefer to honestly get rid of these traffic lights altogether and actually just do yielding. This is where that one-way idea might come in handy. Oops, that's not what I want. So we... Come on. We would do it like this, where Main Street, obviously... Down here should be the same thing where there's no traffic lights. It's just yield. But in this case, it would be this is the right way here, or the right of way. Down here, we've got the traffic lights too, so we'll do the same thing with every intersection down here and get this set up properly. Alright, so I have fixed all of the intersections that I was looking at, hopefully. Hopefully everything works. Those bus stops seem to have sorted themselves out. You can see they're still definitely being... The whole bus thing is definitely working. I just added 2 buses to each line, or 1 bus to each line, sorry. 2 buses total. That way we can kind of up our transport that way, and it looks like it made a ton of difference. Actually, we're up to 78% now, so it's definitely making a difference. Right now, this is really what's killing us, is this main road here. It looks like... Where are you going? All the people that... This main road here looks like it's going to be deadly. So, just the sheer amount of people that have to go through here I think eventually we're going to have to look at upgrading some of this. Potentially adding... Obviously, we're going to have some sort of highway connection probably down here into the city too, so that people can come this way instead of going down through city center. Because we're going to be in trouble if we don't do that, really. So, we'll have to see how that goes. You guys might notice too, I did not put in the... Like, this whole thing is messed up now because I don't have the pieces going off. Eventually what'll happen is I'll come back and completely reset this, but that's not really my main concern right now. And like I said, I am considering changing this up in some way so that instead of it being the way it is now where we have these two main roads going down through it, I might just, you know, say screw it and, like, make this down here one roundabout instead of an oval about. That way this... Because obviously this road doesn't get a lot of use. We could probably just expand out this section of the city this way and use up all that area. But I'm not 100% certain yet, so I don't want to make any promises. But that's kind of my thought process right now. But like I said, if you guys have any ideas, you know, let me know, because I'm definitely interested in it. I have a lot of big projects that I'd like to work on. I'm not quite sure kind of what's next coming up. Obviously, we're getting into a much higher population. My game is starting to get to the point where it's definitely lagging a little bit. Not a lot. I did think this game was like a 60 frame rate, you know, game, but apparently that's not really a thing with City Skylines. I didn't know that. Obviously, I don't record this at 60 frames per second, so I never really had any issues with it. However, I guess someone is working on a mod that enables you to get 60 frames per second, which if that comes out would be fantastic. Some sort of... You know, Minecraft has a mod for it that kind of optimizes some of the game, helps it run better. So if something came out for this that does that, that would be fantastic. But yeah, you can see kind of what this area will eventually look like once we get it all set up. You know, high rises everywhere. But basically what'll end up happening is, I think, I'm not sure yet, this road's actually going to move over and come all the way down through. I'm not sure quite what this area is going to be yet. But, you know, we'll have to see. Or it might even just come... I don't know. I really don't know. Part of me would like it to come down and become the main road that goes this way now, instead of having it the way I have it. But we'll see, because I feel like there's too much of a gap. I feel like there's a lot of wasted space, and I don't really like that. Is that one of our buses right there? It is. Let's take a ride with our bus. No, you dick. Sorry, that was rude. There we go. Oh. Oh gosh. Okay, maybe not. Little laggy. Just so much detail. And that's the thing too, is eventually I'd like to get to the point where I can really sit down and detail the crap out of this city. So, you know, I gotta obviously be careful with that. That will definitely lag the game out. Everyone knows, you've seen the other... Well, probably. If you're watching this, you've probably seen another City Skylines creator. And you can see just how much detail affects, you know, every little bit of this game. There is a reason there's a limit. Ooh, we're actually down to 72%, 71%. I'm gonna guess... Well, this area is still being a problem. The dumbbells here between are definitely a problem. So maybe... Well, no, because we would still need to purchase quite the area. I definitely, if I'm smart, I would look at setting up rail here that comes down to industry so that we're exporting that way. So let me actually, before we go any further, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to set up rail to connect both rail to the in-town circuit so that people can come in, but also to set up freight. So we'll be right back. Alright, well, so I've built a line that kind of heads out of the city. I'll show you guys here real quick. Comes underground here. Obviously, I'm going to come back later and upgrade all this. This isn't the final setup. Comes out here. I don't know if I'm supposed to set up a train with it or what. Uh-oh, actually, what is this about? Oh, that's not great. So, let us quickly add another pumping station. We're getting close to being able to purchase... There we go. We're getting close to being able to purchase a larger pumping station too, which will be good. But I don't know for, like, freight exports if I'm supposed to set up a line or something like that. So, obviously, I'll have to work on that. But it definitely seems like this is going to become, excuse me, our major cargo terminal. I am starting to think now that it's becoming more likely that I'm going to build some kind of port here. Something like that. And eventually this will end up moving out to here. And we'll have, like, our cargo and freight and stuff like that here. And that'll make life that much easier. Obviously, we'll reroute the train through and stuff like that. But it is what it is. I've got it connected up. I'll do some research after this episode. That way I can find out whether I need to actually get a train line set up. But we now have... Ooh, trouble. We have a lot of trouble. You know what I'm going to do here? Just to kind of solve some of these... I don't know what that beeping is. Just to solve some of these issues here. What is covered and what isn't? So, blue is graduated. Red is low. So it turns out... Huh, wait, what? Wait, what? How is... I'm confused as to what the actual problem is, then. Because there's very few... There's very few people that haven't graduated yet. Actually, I stand corrected. So, there's 2,002 people eligible, but only 1,800, so it's a capacity problem. So we're actually just going to quickly build a school there that will hopefully then fix that problem, and then we'll build just another high school down here. Because we have a capacity of 3,000, we have 2 high schools, so that probably what? 4,500? No, 4,000. So we still need... We could still use another one, so we'll just... Because obviously money's not really as much of an issue as it used to be. Put another one down there, and then we'll put one right there. Obviously, this is all just temporary patchwork. We're going to come back later and really redo a bunch of this stuff so that it's not really an issue. But that should bring our capacity up quite a bit. 2,700. Wow, so that's only a few hundred students per. So we'll put a few down, and that kind of solves that problem. Police is definitely an issue, so we need to solve that. Jail's availability. So we have 100 capacity. We definitely need to set up a prison. I haven't done that yet, because I don't know quite what I'm doing with it, so we'll need to set that up. However, we have a pretty high crime rate. Oh, well, that's probably why. We need to actually set up more police down this area. We'll set up a headquarters down here. And that'll help some of these issues. And then we'll build our prison. Well, I don't think I can remove a prison, so I'm not going to mess with that quite yet. I don't know about heating. Obviously, I don't think heating's quite as much of a problem. That should definitely fix here in a second. Yep, there we go. And obviously, we haven't unlocked crematoriums yet. However, we're at 15,919. So just before I end this episode, we're going to let this go through. We should be able to bring in... Actually, I'm going to go ahead. Well, that's actually been pretty quiet. Only 16 cars coming through here. So it seems like a majority of traffic comes through here now, probably because they don't have to pay. But hopefully, we'll hit right now. Nah, I was too early. I got too excited. Well, it's 1,603 seconds, preferably. And that means, ta-da! So we've unlocked a new water treatment plant, which is fantastic. A new area to purchase, crematorium, and whatever this thing is, a floating garbage collector. Okay, so it lessens water pollution. So water pollution is not really a concern we have right now because none of our areas are near that. But that is awesome. We're at 16,000 population. What is this? Noise. Who's complaining about noise? As long as it's not my inner town areas, I don't care. But overall, the city's doing pretty damn good. So I am pretty pleased. Why? Uh-oh. Are we on a power shortage? We're on... Okay, we got a lot of problems to solve. But that's going to have to wait till the next episode, because that is going to do it for today. I'm going to go ahead and let that run for while I'm talking here, but if you guys liked the video, you know what to do. Go ahead and leave a like. If you didn't, you know what to do too. And if you really like it, go ahead and subscribe. I post this series every Friday. Hopefully, you know, everything goes well. Obviously, this is not... Well, last episode did not get posted on Friday. It got posted on Saturday because of some issues. But every week this will come out if I have to... I'm going to do what I can. But I'm going to quickly run because we're running out of power. So if you want to see this video, or if you want to get notified next time this comes out, hit that bell, follow me on social media, join my Discord, and as always, I will see you guys next time. Peace.